So I have been talking to this guy. So I have been telling him, okay, suffering is bad. Suffering is the only bad thing in this world. Suffering needs to be eradicated. Now this moron, he is too much into philosophy. He asks me, why is suffering bad? So I keep on explaining him, and he is like, what is bad? What is suffering? Why is it bad? Why is it negative? Then I told him one thing. Right now I will come to your home, right? I will take a large ass knife and I will chop off your hand, right? Let me see whether you ask, why is suffering bad? Why is it negative? Or let me see whether you shout in pain. So suffering is any negative experience, pain or discomfort that you as a conscious living being want to avoid. So any pain that you want to avoid is suffering, mental or physical. So every bad thing in this world comes back to suffering. So you just try naming one thing that is bad that doesn't involve someone suffering. You can't. So every bad thing in this world, like say starvation is bad because someone is suffering. Predation is bad because someone is suffering. Natural disasters are bad because someone is suffering. Harming someone is bad because it causes them suffering. Violating someone's rights is bad because it causes them suffering. Crime, abuse, oppression is bad because it causes someone suffering. So everything in this world, every bad thing in this world is bad because it causes suffering to someone. So what is ethics and morality all about? Ethics and morality is about what is good and what is bad. So what is bad is suffering. Suffering is the only bad thing in this world, as we proved earlier. Right? We can clearly say that all bad things are suffering. Right? So what is good? So let's say, okay, pleasures are good. But the thing is, the pleasures in this world cannot justify the sufferings that are going on in this world. We have already made a lot of videos about that, you can watch it. But to make it short, something like sex, which is a pleasure, cannot justify something like existence of good food doesn't justify starvation. Existence of a pleasure like video games or music doesn't justify torture and diseases. So suffering holds importance. That is why suffering focused ethics is the only thing that makes sense. So who can suffer? So conscious living beings, animals, we are the only ones who have the capability to suffer. So we are the only important ones in this world. Nothing else matters. We are conscious. So we are all that matter. It's as simple as that. But people in 21st century, we tend to give importance to everything else other than conscious living beings. But let me make this very clear. The things we give importance to, I would say a single ant, a conscious living being, is more important than those things. A single ant is more important than your religion. Religion doesn't feel suffering. A single ant is more important than imaginary lines drawn on a map. It doesn't feel pain. A single ant is more important than your culture and your language. They don't feel suffering. They don't feel pain. A single ant is more important than any object in this world. So sentient beings are the only ones that matter. That is why sentientism should be our core philosophy, should be everyone's core philosophy. Sentientism means we should only give importance to sentient, conscious living beings. So some morons say that ethics and morality are subjective. This is just escapism. Nobody can say that it is subjective. We can clearly say that, okay, suffering is bad and eradicating suffering holds priority over anything else. That is pure logic, nobody can deny that. So, fighting against suffering is the right way to go about ethics and morality. It's as simple as that. Saying that ethics and morality is subjective, anyone can escape with doing anything, right? So, a rapist can say that raping a woman is ethical. A murderer will say that murdering someone, torturing someone is ethical. Anybody can escape with anything. So, we need some logic